Market has been making a lot of noise during last 24 hours. As we can see here, we are ranging inside this. But remember, we got a wick to the upside here, and this one here is a lower high, which means bears are slowly winning within this range. Now, another thing which is really interesting is that the market is responding positively. When Bitcoin is ranging inside this, you see altcoins moving up. Yes, it's change in hands actually. Right now, you're looking at the market, it's like $1.1 trillion. We haven't moved much. It's just 1.5% a day. But when you're here in the market, you see like there are a lot of assets which are doing about 10%. So even though the market has just moved one, the assets which were breaking higher is right now pushing 5, 10, 15% to the upside. And this is what you have to look at. Like when you actually get these kind of breakouts, you know that the price is going to go higher. And here you are, you see that's moving higher, and that is just starting. Now, there's a lot of different assets which are actually hitting the targets, moving through that range. And one of the biggest thing we have to understand is, yes, these kind of patterns which exist in the market right now is bearish, agreed. But what's happening is that those patterns are breaking to the upside. So a rising wedge has like around 65% probability that it's going to break to the downside. But when it breaks to the upside, things change, right? Look at this. Here's another one. You got the same pattern which suggests, okay, we are going for a correction, but then volume comes in, market disagree, it go up, it break to the upside. Now, yes, this is just a 12-hour candle. We'll have to wait and see how a daily candle closes, how the follow-up candle comes in. So if we get enough volume and follow this through, that means a lot of bearishness in the market is being erased. Now, this has a long way to go. We are still just at the bottom trying to reverse back up. But still, the movement from here to where we are right now is more than 100%. So you actually know what the market is doing when Bitcoin is ranging. Altcoins are actually moving money. And it's not just, few coins doing that. There is a lot of different assets in the market which is moving higher, like 5 to 10 times the average market. So what's XRP doing? It's actually breaking higher, but one of the sad part here is we're not getting the momentum we want. But right now, it's getting interesting with this breakout. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where the normal retail guys learn how to become the next top 10%. Now, if you are here on the right time and getting this calls on the right time, it actually helps you out to understand what's your target. And you're buying with the retest of that breakout or with the breakout. Now you get to see your targets being hit and you're taking profits. Fine. But within that, you need to understand sometimes you need to slow down a little bit and look what the market is suggesting, right? And it can just be like, 5%, 10% move to the downside. But if you're in trades, you can understand what I'm saying. If you're in leverage trades, that kind of hurts you. If not, this is just teeny bit of noise in the market. You're zooming out on a 4-hour chart, you're zooming out on a daily chart. And these fluctuations, it does not impact you much. Because as you zoom out, something is changing. You are looking at this asset on a daily chart and you're like, okay, I don't even care about all these noise. I'm a long-term investor. I have at least another year to wait through. I've already waited 2 years. I can wait for another 6 months to 12 months. That's okay. If that is you, then you are literally going to see this asset class continuing in similar patterns. Now, do we have probability that we correct back to test these levels? We broke through this range, right? We came to this range, we tested that. Now, a retest here is healthy, agreed completely. That's why we are following the short-term market to see whether the market suggests us that we are going a little bit lower before we come back up. Now, again, all these patterns which we saw here on a 4-hour chart, it actually suggested that we may correct back down, right? Any TA guys will actually give you this opinion like, okay, yeah, it's actually showing like it's showing a weakness of buyers, so we should drop. Now, if you take the same perspective here in the Bitcoin movement and you're looking at Bitcoin, you would actually say like, okay, we are moving inside this channel for the time being. We need to actually see where the price moves. And usually, whenever we get to see a rising channel, we say there is a huge possibility the price correct back down. So what's the best support range we expect? 21,000. Great. Now, if that move is coming, that's good. It's healthy. People take profit and you get more opportunity here in the altcoin space. So now look at XRP. It's actually showing you it's breaking higher. So when the money is moving within the market, now the MACD suggests, okay, I'm going to break back higher. Last time when this happened here, look at what the RSI did. This is actually interesting because when you're following the RSI and the MACD at the same time, RSI retested and bounced at a time when the MACD crossed to the upside. And during that time, the price of XRP was like 0.37. It went all the way up to 0.43. Now, it's not a huge bull market. It's short-term chart. So this is what we are looking at right now. Fine. So if we are to continue something similar, then say, for example, we do another 14%. What does that actually mean? If you are in the market, you will see your portfolio slowly going up. And that's a good news. With SEC case, if XRP can actually... Now, this is really important to understand. The market moved just 1.5%. XRP is up 3%. So, okay, to be precise, 2.6%, right? That's more than the market fluctuation. Now, you know that with the SEC case, if this can move, then when the market sentiment is changing and the rally begins here, you know that this asset is going to join the party. Now, when you're looking at various different charts, you'll have different opinions, but understand there's always a possibility which we are looking at. This is a short-term chart again. We are looking for like, okay, we got a wick higher here. We were trending lower. We broke that, but again, we got this one. So I'm like, okay, if we break this level, that's bullish. All these assets which you are observing, which is pumping right now, is going to get even more momentum. Say you're looking at these two coins. Say, for example, we'll actually literally look at Gala for the time being. Let's actually bring in Gala and see what the charts are suggesting you. Again, you're looking for the pattern here, which suggests either it can be a triangle pattern, which is bringing you bullishness. But just before that came in, you actually had a perception like, okay, more or less, this is actually showing you a channel which is suggesting correction. Now, at one point, we felt like, okay, this is breaking lower, but right now we are bouncing back up. That's why I was looking like, okay, there is something else evolving in this market, which we have to look at. And right now, when we reanalyze that, we can actually say, okay, this is a possible movement in the market. This is breaking higher. Now, if that's breaking higher, what's your measured move? Now, understand, this is an asset which is already 27% up for the day, right? 22% up for the day. So when you're observing this, it just shows you like, okay, we have more upside coming. Now, there will be profit taking in between. It's actually healthy. You'll see a lot of people who are trading this market. They're taking profits. They are moving out. New guys are coming in. All this will happen. But when you zoom out, now this is one of the important thing which we have to understand. We are observing it on a 3-day chart to a weekly chart. You see macro patterns being broken and big rally taking place. Now, these are not like, 5, 10, 15% move. This is literally already to 60% move. Now, this is just one asset in the market. Now, the problem here is you already did wave 1, you already did wave 2, so you don't have an enormous upside. What you're looking for is going to be the wave 3. Now, for Gala, even that can be big, right? Now, you know that this is true, and when you look for various different assets inside this market, you actually get that understanding, okay, we came down, we did this range of support. Now we are doing an Adam and Eve pattern. I'll just roughly show you, like, we are doing this pattern and this is the resistance. We are breaking through that. Automatically, what happens? You have a measured move of 150% after the break. So you are literally looking to see the market move back up to test the previous range of support. That is going to be here, right? Now, sure, there will be a lot of people taking profits because they anticipate a correction here. If it come back down and bounce, that's good, that's great. But what really matters here is the movement which we are observing. Now, do you have negativity? If you are looking at both ends and you want to see what the bears can do, I would say, like, okay, this is something I'm looking at in this asset. If we actually do something like this, now that's bad. And for that, this is one shoulder. This is your previous support. So if the price slows down here, now that is going to be a concern. Great. Now, in this asset, even in that case, you're observing this thing. What is that? The wave patterns. So once you see an asset is doing like this, you need to ask yourself, what's the outlook, right? You can look at various different assets which actually showed you something similar. Instead of going up, that actually happened to break back lower. Now you're doing that retest, which is actually good because the market actually shows you, like, okay, retest is happening. We all would like to see this breaking back higher, but it is what it is. If the market gets rejected from here, now we'll have to ask the question, like, okay, you go on a short-term chart, you want to literally bring in the RSI and look what the market is showing you. If it's showing you a divergence, now I would be like, okay, there is something happening. So you get a higher high here in the price, but at the same time, the RSI is slowing down. So we'll have to literally wait and see how things evolve. But if Bitcoin breaks higher, it's going to bring volume in a lot of these assets, bring more speculation back into the market. And remember, this asset is already massively done, 97% down. So, you don't actually see this going 100% down, do you? But again, what's the highlight here? The market is moving back up, and some of these assets have not yet shown, like, we are breaking through the resistance. You do have a resistance trend line here which is not broken yet, whereas on the other end, as we just saw, like, Gala or FTM and others, if you draw this long-term trend line, you see that is broken right now. So the market is changing for good. Now, for us, those who are in XRP heavily, we would like to know, like, okay, the short-term scenario is becoming bullish. We are also getting that Adam and Eve pattern somewhat in the market. We are trying to break that, retest that, and bounce from there. So if we happen to bounce, now we have around 25% move. That's it. Because there's a short-term chart, right? Now you remove all this and remove the noise. You go to a weekly chart and you want to see, like, what this is suggesting. Because on the other side, you really want to look at what the Dow Jones is showing you. This is now really important. Now, this is like the top 30 assets in the market, Dow Jones, right? Then you have Wilshire, which is like all the 5,000 assets, stocks in that country. Previously, we knew that this broke higher, it's bouncing, which is good. Right now, we also notice that this is also breaking higher. So short term, you are going to see a rally. You cannot deny that fact. Now, macro has not changed. You are looking at the macro. This is how it is feeling right now, because you actually see things going the other way. You see, like, okay, people are... Now, the last thing you will give up will be your home. Before that, it's your transportation, right? So if that's happening right now at a higher pace, that's Jan 27, 2023, that doesn't really look good. Meaning used car prices are going to drop, the market is going to get hit hard, and you still have Fed coming on the second. If they hike another 25 basis point, you have to see what's going to happen here. This is already 853 billion in the interest payment, which is more than the defense budget. You need to understand, the politicians make this decisions, free money, all this, and your money gets devalued. At the same time, you will observe that the assets get appreciated for sure. But the time taken for that is the hardest part. It's showing you that it is doing a rounded bottom and it's a long-term rounded bottom. Let's make that a bit clear. Once you get this breakout is what we not need. Now we've been waiting for this from some time. Now we are observing that a lot of different assets are breaking through, but XRP as of now, we're still waiting. Now we know why it is happening, right? The SEC case is being a cloud about the price of XRP, which is something bad, but we all know that anyway, it's going to take time. But what we really don't want is that the market running higher for next 3 to 4 months and SEC still hammering XRP. That's going to be bad. Think the case is going to get solved by June, July, August, and the bull market is over. The next big run up is over by June. We may go to $8 to $10, not like 20, 30, which we expect. But if we get a closure of that case positively in between when we are doing this run up, joining the party in the market, now that's going to be interesting. We are going to see further highs. Now, yes, agreed. We are hitting a lot of different targets in the market. Yes, also, it does show you, like say for example, this particular asset was actually showing you there is a pattern which is evolving to show you that the price structure is moving to the upside. It is showing you bullish stuff. Now, at that time, we were close to $1. We were below that. Right now, when you're going into the market, what you're looking at is the general outlook of the market, which is just 1.5% move. Now, it's slowly creeping up, 2.28%. And then you come to look at what Matic is doing, 1.15. It's already 7% up. So it's grinding higher. And you go back to that chart, you're already closing into the target. So if you are ready to look for these targets, look to get all these updates, you can look at the Patreon. The link is given in the description below, where we discuss through all these opportunities and you get to see all these posts. Depending on the tiers, almost you get all posts there. And the alerts as well when the breakouts happen, when you hit target, when I'm doing a trade. Now, believe me, we are doing a lot of trade right now because a ton of opportunities are evolving in this market, and we can actually see some of these assets inside this one, which is moving right now in the market. We have our trades active, and in last couple of months, we have done a lot of trade, and yes, some of them are leverage trades because there are a lot of opportunity which you can take benefit of right now in the market. Bearish patterns are breaking bullish. So guys, if you understand that, take benefit of that. If you're here and you're receiving value for your time, please do hit that like and subscribe button. I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye-bye.